Houston, we have a problem.
Give me all you got!
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Give me back my gun! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Hello and welcome to Stand and Watch, the best and only dad movie podcast, because we killed all the other ones. Hello, Steve Buscemi.
Hi, Steve and other standees. Yes, we're the only dad podcast because we told the other ones, alive or dead, you're coming with me, and they all chose dead.
Yeah, and also we lied because they didn't come with us. They're all
No, we left them there.
yeah, we left them there to wallow in their death that they chose. As always, I'm your host, Matt.
Your other host, Nick. Am I the other host, or am I just a person? Am I just Nick? Am I just Nick? Did I say the other host thing on other shows? And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not the host.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really been paying attention.
I pay so much attention to intros because I'm like, is this a good intro? Is this a bad intro? It's kind of like the first 10 pages of a screenplay. You're like, is this good? Is this bad? I don't know.
I think we got
I
a good groove in our intros. We say hello to Steve Buscemi every day now, which is good. We got our little explanation that we killed all the other dad movie podcasts. Although I do not recall if you claim yourself as the other host. I claim you as other host. I tell people you're my co-host.
I mean, because I've been telling other people I run the show, but I tell them, yeah, it's my show. I do this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but just don't tell Matt I told you that.
Oh, okay. I've been claiming to people that this is a two-man operation, that we're equal partners.
How dare you feel like an equal to me? Oh, sorry. Oh, it hurts to laugh. In my
karma.
most dad
That's
phase,
karma.
in my most dad phase of my life right now, my shoulder hurts and I don't know what I did to it.
You just woke up.
Just woke up. I think I was sitting weird when I was watching RoboCop, and it's been hurting ever since.
Getting injured while lying down to watch RoboCop is probably the most dad thing you can do.
And you know what? I'm not going to go see a doctor about it, which is the second most dad thing you can do.
No one should ever see a doctor. You can walk that off.
They're just making shit up. They're just guessing.
Yeah.
I've never been to a doctor's appointment where they weren't fucking guessing.
Yeah. I mean, I can afford to go to a doctor's appointment where they just guess because for me it's free. But like for you, I wouldn't risk it.
I might as well ask them if they think like the Red Sox are going to win the series or something, because they're just guessing. They're like, I don't know. It could be your leg is broken. When I'm plainly it's my shoulder that hurts, and then like they do that. They come into the room for 5 minutes. And then they leave, and then they don't even come back. A walking, talking Bill enters the room. It's like, it's going to be $150 for 5 minutes of that doctor's time, sir.
I did a bit once in my high school drama class for like a little sketch thing. And the premise was that a guy goes to a doctor's appointment and it's like, there's something wrong with me. And he describes in detail, like all of his symptoms and what's wrong. And the doctor goes, well, it could be something, but it could be nothing. Killed.
See, I think that's just a doctor thing, because the normal narrative is like doctors don't believe women. Like a woman will go in and be like, "Here's my thing. Here's this. Here's that. Here's that," and the doctor will be like, it's probably just this. And that's been touted as like that's how doctors treat women who go in. But I think that's just how doctors treat people in general.
Yeah, I mean, they probably treat the women worse too because the patriarchy. But yeah, doctors just Yeah, they're just like, yeah, well, it could be. Or it could not be. We'll see.
Well, and it's just like I'm starting to realize that like a lot of stuff, like men don't go to the doctor. So men don't like realize the stuff like this. Men don't have this observation about doctors because they're not going to the doctors. It's just like when some idiot, some asshole conservative is like, why do lesbians have the highest domestic abuse cases in whatever? And it's like, because the men being abused by women are underreported. I've started to like piece these things together. I'm like, oh shit, like it is underreported. So the numbers for lesbian couples are going to be higher than for domestic couples where the woman is the abuser.
Well,
did I say domestic couples? I meant hetero couples.
It's like that chart of like number of left-handed people, right? like as the years go by, why are there more left-handed people? Where did they all come from? And it's like, yeah, because back in the day, you wouldn't say I'm left-handed because you'd be stoned to death.
Exactly. I saw that post the other day and I had a good chuckle because I am left-handed. a proud left-handed man.
Yeah. I bet the number of reported left-handed people shot up after Flanders opened that store.
I just chuckle to think it like left-handed people used to be seen as like this thing not to be proud of, this thing like that you wouldn't admit out in public.
Oh, times are crazy.
I kind of want to go back to that. I kind of want to be like a hidden left-hander.
Let's okay, this is what we're saying on this podcast, okay? If you take anything away, it's that enough with the persecution of the gays and the transgender and the people of color and the women. Okay, we're all equal except the lefties.
Is lefty the slur we're choosing?
That's probably going to be misconstrued. We need a slur for left-handed people. What I'm saying is everybody on the planet is equal except left-handed people. We're going to start persecuting the left-handed people.
We call them L's. Those fucking L's.
Oh,
it's so dirty.
There's gotta be a what's it called when you like use like in like the Tony Hawk games if you do something on the left side? Goofy? The goofies.
Goofy footed.
Yeah.
Look at those goofies.
Look at those goof hands.
It's one of those that people use goofy as a slur for left-handed people, and then Disney hits them with a cease and desist. Like, we need you to stop calling people goofies.
And then you fight back and go, oh, look at this. Disney doesn't want us to call people goofies. That's because they're woke.
Look at this. The woke media. Look at this. Telling you who and who not to call a goofy.
The woke media protecting the left-handed lower class.
God, the left-handed lower class. There's nothing worse because the stereotype for the left-handed person is that left-handed people use more of that side of their brain for the arts, and it's like that's cool, but I'm still poor. Why couldn't I be an upper middle class left?
The left-handed lesser citizens.
Oh, those L's, those goofs, those goofies, yeah. Those goofies. We're gonna get those goofies.
It's like you're in a restaurant, you start signing the check with your left hand. Excuse me, we don't serve your kind in here. Right-handed folks start burning wooden L's in my yard. Oh, it hurts so bad. We should talk about RoboCop.
See what we just did there was satire about racism. Just like RoboCop that does satire about
that's a good segue. That's a good segue. Reaganomics.
Reaganomics.
It's amazing.
Hey, have you heard the new guy, the new scapegoat, the new blame guy is Reagan. I don't know if you guys know this. We're blaming Reagan.
Yeah.
Ugh. RoboCop was blaming Reagan before it was cool though.
It's amazing that Mr. Verhoeven, who I believe is what is he, like Dutch? Or Swedish?
I'm not comfortable enough speculating, but yeah. I'm
just gonna quickly. He is Dutch. A Dutchman was like perfectly predicted the kind of society that American capitalism would breed.
I don't know. Like we've only watched 2 satires from the 80s during this show, and they both still feel very timely. Like there's just something about satire in the 80s that's really hitting right now for me. Maybe it's Reagan. I don't know. But I've got the RoboCop Wikipedia up. Let me read this. I'll do the first 2 paragraphs here because it's got a bunch of paragraphs. RoboCop is a 1987 American science fiction action film directed by Paul Verhoeven and written by Edward Neumeier and Michael Miner. The film stars
I hardly know her.
Oh no, Drake has entered the chat. The film stars Peter Weller, Nancy Allen, Daniel O'Leary, Ronnie Cox, Kurtwood Smith, and Miguel Ferrer. In crime-ridden Detroit in the near future, RoboCop centers on police officer Alex Murphy Wheeler, who is murdered by a gang of criminals and revived by the mega corporation Omni Consumer Products as the cyborg law enforcer RoboCop. Unaware of his former life, RoboCop executes a campaign against crime while coming to terms with the lingering fragments of his humanity. The film was conceived by Neumeier while working on the set of Blade Runner He developed the idea with Miner. Their script was purchased in early 1985 by producer John Davidson on behalf of Orion Pictures. Finding a director provided difficult for Verhoeven dismissed the script twice because he did not understand its satirical content until he was convinced by its value by his wife. Filming took place between August and October 1986, mainly in Dallas, Texas. Rob Bottin led the special effects team in creating practical effects, violent gore, and RoboCop costume. The movie came out July 17th, 1987, with a budget of $13 million, box office of $53 million. Kind of disappointed it was shot in Dallas and not in actual Detroit, but I guess Detroit was still kind of booming at that time.
I guess.
Or kind of dead at that time, maybe. I guess that does line up with like post like Nice Guys Detroit. I hate that I called it that, but
post Nice Guys Detroit.
Yeah, this is a very smart movie. Very timely too. I need to pull up my Letterboxd review.
We're on a run here of timely movies that came out many, many years ago.
And you know what, that does lead me to the question: do movies now feel timely? Do movies now feel like they're going to age? Like, if we watch The Shape of Water 20 years from now, are we going to be like, that really got it. That got how it felt to live in 2010 or 2015.
I don't know. Shape of Water might age gracefully just because of the genre. I don't know about other movies.
I am overdue for, not to get off chart here, but I am overdue for a Shape of Water rewatch.
I think something like Killers of the Flower Moon is probably going to age pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But
for that 3-hour fucking runtime, my God.
Something like something like The Electric State probably is not going to age that well.
Sorry, Russo brothers. We had to say it. We had to put you on blast because the whole internet wasn't doing it. Somebody had to say it.
That's okay. They're rich beyond belief.
I think Don't Look Up will age pretty well.
I think that'll age into something that is appreciated far beyond its time. People will be like, "Oh, we didn't appreciate this enough."
Because I was sitting here after watching RoboCop, I was trying to think like, what are the modern satires? And I even sent you a message. I was like, we don't do satire anymore. And then I sat down and started thinking, and I even wrote back. I was like, never mind, I'm fucking stupid. There's satire everywhere. But they're not, because the first ones that came to mind were Promising Young Woman and Saltburn, which both kind of iffy, especially Saltburn.
Yeah,
because those are talking about class, but they're coming from a fucking nepo baby. So it's like, what the fuck are you saying? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, the problem with satire these days is that life is kind of in a place where it's kind of unsatiriable, whatever.
Life feels like a satire. Life,
yeah, like you can't,
we're living
you can't really satire real life anymore because like there's nothing more ridiculous than like how are you supposed to satire a man who wants to rename Greenland to Red, White, and Blue Land? Like you can't.
They tried to do it in Mickey 17,
right? But I do think of all the things that are like satire in modern day, like the modern day world. I think Don't Look Up is going to age really well. People are going to look back on it and be like, I can't believe people didn't like this.
Yeah, I don't know why we started to turn on Adam McKay for that movie. Because Adam McKay, like at that point, he was 3 for 3 on the satire. Like The Other Guys is a really good satire.
Yeah.
Big Short, I really love The Big Short. And then I think this was his third one, actually. I didn't like Vice. Vice, I was just kind of iffy on.
Was Don't Look Up before or after Vice?
I think Don't Look Up was before Vice. Yeah, look that up because I get my timeline crossed. Because then around this time, him and Will Ferrell got into a little tiff over who got to play Bus in Winning Time show.
Okay, Don't Look Up was 2021, and
so then I think Vice was before that, actually.
Yeah, Vice was 2018.
Okay, so yeah, Vice was like the one where it's like, I don't need a Dick Cheney satire. Like I lived it. I lived the Dick Cheney satire.
Yeah, like I think people are going to look back on Don't Look Up and be like, yeah, this is really, this is something. People are going to look back on Don't Look Up, especially like post pandemic, post second Trump, post polio is back, post all of this.
Second polio.
yeah. Post polio 2.0, post bird flu is back, post mad cow disease is back on the menu, like post all of this like ridiculous, and people are going to look back and be like, this is really good. Why did we not like this at the time?
I look back to the last line of that movie where DiCaprio, they're all at the dinner table having dinner, and DiCaprio's like, "We had it really good for a while there, didn't we?" And then they all fucking die, and I was like, "Wow!" Like I remember watching that during the pandemic. Like, was like fucking. Am I using watershed moment right? It just felt like this big moment in movies where it's like everyone's gonna really love that, and everyone fucking was like, "It's so on the nose, it's so on the goddamn nose." But then in that same year, in the same fucking year, Parasite wins Best Picture, and like Parasite's on the nose too, though. Like,
Yeah, I do think the thing with Parasite was more of like a class thing, and that was like big at the time, and like I feel like Don't Look Up was really more about like the ridiculousness of like the times we're in society. So I do feel like if like Don't Look Up came out post Trump, post pandemic, people were kind of like, no, things are better now. We got Biden. Things are on the up. The pandemic's subsiding. We don't like, who is this for? And I think post Trump is back. People are gonna look back and be like, yeah, man, they were right. That was some good satire. We just didn't want to appreciate it because people were like hopeful. They were like hopeful. Things are gonna get better. This isn't life anymore. And it turns out, oh no, things are worse.
yeah, I do think like some asshole on Twitter or on Blue Sky is gonna post something, and it's gonna go viral, and everyone's gonna be like, you know what? I think we're having second thoughts about Don't Look Up. I think we all like Don't Look Up now, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm speaking for everyone on the internet. We like Don't Look Up now.
I do think give it like 10 years and people are going to look back on it and be like, that's kind of underrated.
And I kind of want to revisit. Another one I was thinking about was District 9, which, if I remember correctly, is very much about apartheid in South Africa.
Yes.
Which I don't know a whole lot about, but my knowledge of it is based solely on a movie. just like my knowledge of the Black Wall Street is solely from watching fucking Watchmen.
My knowledge of South African apartheid is solely based on that one scene in Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch Lethal. I need to go back and I was also thinking about, for no reason in particular, I was thinking about buddy cops. You'll know why I was thinking about buddy cop movies. But I was looking back, I was like, wow, there are a lot of bad ones in between all the good ones. More on that later, though.
Yeah.
Do we want to get our Letterbox dad approved Letterbox reviews?
Yes, I got mine up right here. Actually, never mind. I had
Here,
it
I'll
up.
do mine while you. I'll do mine while you work through your technical issues. I have a review from Jay, who isn't anything over on Letterbox. Good for you, man. Save your money. It's a recession. Gave it 4 stars and a heart, and he said, "Never have I seen so many men with awful hairlines in such a short space of time."
I've begun to appreciate movies that are just filled with terrible hairlines.
This is a good one.
Yeah. All right. This review comes to us from Emma, who is a patron on Letterboxd. Good for you for supporting the arts in the middle of a trade war. She gave this 4 stars and wrote, "Now that's," and I want to emphasize that the word "that" is written in all caps, where the rest of the sentence is written in all lowercase. "Now that's how you use squibs."
I'm surprised you didn't pick a review that worked in. I'll buy that for $1 somehow.
Surprisingly, I didn't see that many.
I do appreciate Letterboxd when everyone's trying to be original and not like just quote the movie.
Yeah.
I like it. So to get to the negativity sandwich, I don't have a lot of negative about this movie that I would say.
I have a couple of things, but nothing too major. Nothing that majorly impacts my enjoyment.
My major issue with the Heathers, if you remember a few episodes back with Heathers, my major issue was like if you missed Slater pulling out the gun, you didn't realize you were watching satire for a little bit longer because you blinked and you missed like the first satirical thing happening.
Yeah.
And because I think really the first satirical thing that happens in that movie is the not the Heather, but the other girl having her head in the ground and them hitting the croquet balls at her.
Yeah, but that's really, like right up top. But
yeah, but the movie really, like, you really realize it when he pulls the gun, and it's easy to miss that. RoboCop right away is like, no, this is a fucking satire. We got these satire-ass commercials in between, like, the news, and the news is, like, awful and making you feel awful about the state of the world. Right away, it's like, no, this is fucking satire, you dumb motherfuckers. Like, don't even try to, like, take this super serious. This is fucking satire.
The police in this movie are subsidized by a corporation.
They're not far off. I mean, the first time you see Big Ed, I'm gonna call him Big Ed. I know he's Ed 209, but I like calling him Big Ed.
Big Ed.
Big Ed walks in and they're using, is it claymation? Is that what they're using for Big Ed? Is like claymation with a green screen?
I think it was, I don't know if it was claymation or they just had like a little model that they did stop motion of.
Yeah, stop motion. I'm sorry, I get those mixed. They're basically the same. One's with clay, one's with not.
Yeah.
With models. But yeah, and it just it's so good. What is it? What is the frame rate of him walking in?
I don't know.
Compared to everything else.
Probably if everything else is at like 24 frames per second, him walking in is probably at like 12.
And that's my issue with this movie. I kept losing frames. My frames were going somewhere. My PC was running it great. I don't know what's going on with these frames. No, so yeah, and from the first moment Ed walks in, you're like, "Yep, this is a satire." And then you mentioned that you like the line immediately after Ed guns down the young exec.
Yeah, so they demonstrate Ed to this corporation. To anybody who haven't seen RoboCop, first of all, what are you listening to this for? So this big corporation introduces Ed 209, this big robot that's gonna like police the streets, this big automatron. And they test it by like forcing this young executive in the boardroom they force a gun in his hand and like, hold this. And Ed like scans him and is like, put down your weapon. You have like 20 seconds to comply. So he puts it down and the thing malfunctions and doesn't work. It's like, you have 10 seconds to comply. It's like, he's like not holding the gun anymore and they're trying to shut Ed down. They don't do it in time. So Ed 209 pumps about 50 high caliber rounds into this guy in the span of like 10 seconds. And then afterwards, everybody's looking in shock and dismay of watching their coworker just shredded to bits. And then immediately afterwards, right, Ed stops shooting, the smoke's clearing, and somebody just goes, "Anybody want to call a paramedic?"
He's very obviously dead.
I don't think anybody in movie history has been more dead than this guy. They're just like, "Somebody want to call a paramedic?"
I really love Peter. I think it's Peter Weller who plays Dick in this, if I'm remembering correct. No, I'm sorry, not Peter Weller.
No.
Who plays Dick? That's Ronnie Cox. I really love Ronnie Cox in this.
Yes.
Because he plays like the most smart, swarmy, like executive type. Like he has it out for the younger executives. He even drops lines like, "I'm delivering this to the military. Who gives a shit if it works? Like they're buying it up."
Like and that speaking of timely things, this big corporate guy just being like, "Who cares if this product is defective or not? Who cares if it would kill people? We're gonna make money on it.
We're making millions."
Like that's his plan. Is like, it doesn't matter if it works or not. Like the money's going to our pockets.
And then you have the younger execs, the young come-ups who like see like that the older guy failed, and they're like, "Okay, now it's my time to like swarm up myself." And that's when Miguel Ferrer's Bob Morton. Well, first of all, for him to do his project, they need like a volunteer. They basically need someone who is dead. They need a dead cop.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Peter Weller as Alex Murphy volunteers after getting the shit blasted out of him.
I think too, before like when they're coming up with it, it's like, "We're gonna need a volunteer." It's like, is someone gonna? And they say, I don't remember the exact words, but like they're in their conversation, they're like, "Is someone gonna volunteer for that?" And it's like, doesn't matter, we own them.
And then we get a little bit of Murphy with the cops. Murphy's just your simple cop, just doing just doing what I'm supposed to, taking orders. And he gets gunned down. Like he gets gunned down viciously. Kurtwood Smith is a very good bad guy in this.
It's a little upsetting how they gun him down.
Yes, they've got him down. Kurtwood's got his foot on Murphy's gun hand. He's like, "Cops don't like me, but I don't like them either." And then he shoots his arm off. He shoots his hand off with a shotgun. Yeah,
and then his gang proceeds to blast Peter Weller with shotguns for about 2 minutes.
Yeah. And I do love the intensity of the violence. I've gotten a little softer as a dad, but I really appreciate this movie's like, no, people are saying that Detroit's violent. Let's give them the fucking violence they think that it is.
The way they kill him is like, it goes on so long and it's so outrageous, it's almost comical, but it goes on just long enough that it becomes a little upsetting. You're like, "Oh no, please stop."
It's right up there with Dano getting the shit kicked out of him in Prisoners. Like, you feel for, like, you're like, God damn, like, I know ACAB, but shit.
Like the executive that gets gunned down by Ed 209, like, that's comical.
Yeah.
And Murphy is like it's kind of comical, and then it keeps going, and you're like, oh no, this poor man. And then afterwards, after they spent 2 minutes pumping him full of shotguns, then he gets shot in the head to top it off.
Right. And then, but he gets carted out, and like he's alive when he's getting carted out. And it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But I do love how violent they make it. It's almost like to drive home a point. While watching this again, I was thinking of like my uncle, who, like, when I lived in Chicago, I posted a picture of me on Navy Pier with my wife, and he doesn't miss a beat on Facebook. He's like, I hope you brought your gun in the comments. It's like, why? First of all, I don't own a gun. And second of all, like, why? Why do you think people are getting gunned down on Navy Pier? And don't get me wrong, there was a shooting on Navy Pier like years later. But no, you think people are just getting shot every which way? Like, fuck you. If my uncle's listening to this, fuck you, dude.
This is just, it's a great little, and there's so many little like details in it to like bump up the satire. Like, there's this blink and you miss it detail where during one of the news reports, they say that they're at Lee Iacocca Elementary School.
I think I blinked and I missed that.
Oh yeah. I don't remember what they were, I don't remember what it was a news report for or whatever. I think it was when they were reporting on like the cop that got killed by like Kurtwood Smith like before Murphy, and for whatever reason they were there, and like the reporter just goes, "We're here at Lee Iacocca Elementary School," and I'm like, "What?" Just incredible details.
I was a big fan of the commercials because the commercials were just as violent. There was the the board game was Nuke. I think it was just called Nuke.
It was Battleship, but it's called Nukem, and your goal is to nuke them.
And it's your family. It's just a typical family, and the dad's like, "You sure you want to do that?" And then he's like, they're pulling, like, they're negotiating. He's like, "I'm gonna pull my army out of your region. You keep this up." It's just like, God damn it. And this is in between segments of the 5 o'clock news. Another scene I love is Bob, after RoboCop is a success, he's making out with 2 models, and they're fighting over him like he would imagine, and they're doing cocaine off each other, and they're pawing at this man, and it's just, again, it's like, oh yes, these guys with money and cocaine are like, yes, they want me. I'm successful. Yes, yes, yes. And I just love how it just doesn't let up on the satire at all.
Kurtwood Smith is so good in this, and I love how like he's clearly an insane psychotic person, but he also knows that like these rich people, like, they need me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this, if they want the world they want, then they need me to be able to do whatever I want.
There's a scene where it's towards the end where they're in I guess he's in an arms dealer or he's in a coke dealer's warehouse, and you think there's going to be a shootout, and Kurtwood's like, "Whoa, hey, the Tigers are on tonight. I've never missed a game." Like, it's an empty line, but it feels like a threat. It feels like, hey, I'll shoot my way out if I have to.
He's so good. When he comes in to kill, what's his name, Bob?
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah, when he comes in to kill Bob, because Ronnie Cox hired him to kill Bob because Bob fucked up his plans to sell Ed 209. Bob's with the women. He's just like, bitches leave. Just so direct. He just walks in there ready to kill Bob. He's like, bitches leave.
And you're just sitting there like, this is Red Foreman. What the fuck? Who is that? That's Dick Jones also has a really good line right there where he's playing the videotape for Bob. He's like, "I'm cashing you out, Bob," right as the grenade's about to explode. The other piece of satire is like, there's an executive's bathroom that these guys all need a card to get into, but you have to be top brass to get into this bathroom. And Bob gets in there with his buddy and proceeds to start shit talking Dick. And Dick's taking a shit behind him.
Yeah, and there's that moment where people in the bathroom start realizing Dick's in there, and they're just like, "Well, gotta go.
Gotta get out of here." The fact that these guys have their own like, it's hilarious because you would think, like, in real life, these guys all have their own bathrooms attached to their office. But in this movie, they're like, nope, you have a key card to a really nice bathroom that no one else can use. It's just such a stupid detail.
And there's like 6 other guys in there too. So like, how exclusive is it really?
Yeah, how many? Like, every urinal is filled. Like, what? They're letting everybody in, you guys. I hope you realize.
Oh, yeah.
There's that one low-level guy that works for Kurtwood. I forget. He's at a gas station harassing the clerk. The clerk's reading like an aviation book. He's gonna go play Microsoft Flight Simulator after that scene.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You a college boy? You smart?" Like he's getting ready to shoot him for
I don't know.
reading a book on his job.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. Every time he came up, I was like, "Is that Flea?"
It looks like him.
Yeah, it's not Flea, but I'm calling him not Flea. But yeah, and there's so many good there's just so many good quotes in this movie. Like we said about this, I'd buy that for $1, obviously. Just the like right off the top in the police station, like someone's being arrested and his lawyer is like pleading with the chief. He's like, "Attempted murder? It's not like he killed anybody." There's so many good throwaway lines in this. There's the part like when they introduce Ed 209 and like they're going through like all the board members, like they're going through their like I don't know, they're like margin calls and they're like ideas or whatever. And every time like one of like the head board members said something, everybody starts clapping. Just after like it's a fucking political speech or like a big rally. I mean, just everything, they start clapping. And Bob, of course, claps a little too much. Like he claps a little longer than everybody else. He's a little overzealous because he wants to get in the good graces so he can get his RoboCop idea in there.
He wants to get his card for the executive bathroom.
Yeah, so he's clapping a little more. Yeah.
There's a line after Ed 209 shoots that one, kills Kenny, where the old man's disappointed and Dick is like, "It's a setback. It's just a glitch." And the old man's like, "You call that a glitch?"
Very funny movie.
It's ridiculously funny. That one guy we were just talking about who's not Flea.
Yeah.
He's definitely not
Flea.
When they're on the run at the end and he gets the vat of chemicals dumped on him.
Yep.
Which I think the vat was just like kind of out in the open or out at this factory. Was that that wasn't the LA River. But he gets it dumped on him and he immediately like bloats up into this monstrosity.
Yeah.
They call it fucking Old Detroit. Is there a New Haven or New Detroit is like the one they want to build or something like that?
Like Delta City or something.
Delta City, and and then at one point Bob's like, "Oh, with RoboCop, crime's going to be eradicated in 40 days," and I remember cackling at that. Like really, a month.
There's
one RoboCop.
There's a scene where like I don't know if it was like the mayor or like someone who works for the mayor, and he's like holding hostages because I guess like the pressure of the job has gotten like too much for him, and they're like trying to negotiate and. And he's screaming through the window, "People keep jerking me off. When people jerk me off, I kill people."
This movie's just really funny and just really smart. Just really fucking smart. Like I put this right up there with Heather's. Just fucking grabbing onto like an idea or a theme and just fucking running with it.
It's also really funny too how like RoboCop shows up on the scene as like this corporate created product and like that hostage scene, right? Like he barrels through the wall and like grabs a guy and throws him out the window. And everyone's just like, yeah, like he throws a man out the window instead of arresting him or doing anything. And people like cheer. It's on the news. They're like, yeah, RoboCop. And I'm like, yeah, it's just hilarious details.
Because that guy was the mayor and he had just lost the election and he was calling for a recount. And I was like, I saw that scene. I had to pause. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you goddamn fucking kidding me? It's been a few years since I've seen this, so seeing that, it's just, god damn it, what do these guys have a fucking crystal ball?
Do you have any dislikes?
I think it's a little too long.
Really?
I think you can shorten it up by like 10 minutes, but I think the scene where Ed falls down the stairs, the big Ed falls down the stairs, for some reason I was watching it and I was like, this is the end, right? They're at the corporation and everything, and yeah, I was like, oh wow, this is the end. And then I paused it to go do something real quick, and I was like, oh shit, there's still like 30 minutes left. Holy shit. I don't know. I would reorder like a thing or two here, but I don't know. I do think it's kind of weird that the big bad, they kind of form Clarence Boddicker, Kurtwood to be like the big bad and Dick to be like the secondary bad guy. It kind of feels that way a little bit, like throughout the movie, where he seems to be. I don't know. I would maybe repoint more of that attention back to Dick. Because Dick's not getting enough attention.
Isn't that the truth? I actually think I don't know about if it's too long because I think they could have added a couple more minutes of like showing me Murphy's like pre-RoboCop life because they kind of just throw him into that, right? Like he's there. Yeah. It's literally he's just been transferred. It's his first day, and then he just immediately gets murked. And like he says in passing that he has a kid, and then like later on in the movie, like because part of the movie is like, oh, he still has his humanity. He's like he like has his memories of his family, and he goes back to like visit his like house. And like it's like the movie wants me to like really care about this, but I'm like, I've never seen this house before. I don't know who lived here. I don't know what his wife looked like. There's no wife or son on screen really, and I'm like I don't
right like a quick 2-minute scene of like him kissing his wife and kid goodbye and going to the office.
Like there's really nothing. There's really nothing other than that little quick mention when he's like twirling his gun, and he mentions to his partner that like. His son, like he does it to entertain his son or whatever.
Dark. And yeah, I pull my gun out and twirl it for my son.
Yeah, but like, and other than that, there's like no mention of his family life or like what his life is like outside the job or anything like that. So when like RoboCop is like remembering his humanity, like I don't really care, and I should care because like that's part of the theme of this is like him like he's like this corporate product, but he's still kind of human, and like that's why it works. Like, that's why he works and Ed 209 doesn't, because, like, he's still part human and can make those decisions. But, like, and so he's going back to his house. He's remembering his family life. And I'm like, I don't care. I've never seen any of this.
Yeah. And I think they try to use his partner to bring some of that humanity forward. Cause it's when he, like, has the nightmare and then runs into her.
Yeah.
That's, like, him starting to get some of his humanity back. But, yeah, just. I don't know, because they use her in a weird way. Like she ends up being important to the end of the film when he's like,
but even her,
and everything.
Even her, she's my own. I have 2 dislikes, and like she doesn't have enough to do either.
Right.
Like there's like he becomes RoboCop, and she's just gone, and then she'll show up 20 minutes later to like look at RoboCop and be like, "Is that Murphy?" And then she'll be gone for another 15 minutes until he bumps into her again. So I'm like, I don't get enough of his family life, so I don't really care that he's regaining his humanity, and there's not enough of his partner for me to care about that relationship either. So it's just kind of lost.
Yeah, it's a movie that's like arguing for the sake of humanity, but not giving a lot of humanity up front. Because we go from the cold, unattached boardroom to the cold, unattached first day on the job.
Yeah.
To him being dead.
Yeah, and look, I'm all for like because this is a pretty lean movie. Like it's an hour and 45 minutes or something. But yeah. And it just gets right into it of just him immediately like getting murked. And I'm like, okay, like I'm all for a lean movie, but if you're gonna do the whole, oh, he still has his humanity, and that's why he's able to like, because it's in his programming to not arrest members of the corporation, which great timely detail. But like
another great timely detail.
But the reason he still goes after them is because he's retained that humanity. So like it's a big part of the thing. But like just there's really nothing there that makes me care about that.
Yeah, even just a quick little scene of him hugging his daughter, like, would make him getting shot 50 million times, like, 2 scenes later, like, hit so much harder.
Because, like, we're introduced to him showing up at the station being like, I just got transferred. Like, you can easily fit in, like, him leaving for work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Kissing his wife goodbye, telling his son, yeah, we'll play, we'll play catch or whatever, when I get back, or just something that's like, okay, great.
No Tetris while I'm gone. We'll play Tetris when I get home.
Yeah, just something. You can easily fit like a 3-minute thing in there that just shows me some semblance of his life outside of being Alex Murphy, cop.
I love that he. That was really it. That was the one thing I had about it where I was like, meh. Otherwise, I love this movie.
Yeah,
I think it's smart. I think it's very quotable. I like the bad guy.
The effects.
Was there anything?
The
effects are really good.
They hold, other than Ronnie Cox falling out the window, the effects hold up.
Yeah, the falling out the window looked goofy.
yeah, that was like really obvious bad green screen, but like, I guess not every movie. This was pre-Die Hard, right?
I think so. Oh, the 6000 sucks. The 6000 SUX, the car commercial. It's literally called the 6000 SUX.
Yeah, but yeah, like Ed 209 looks great. The RoboCop suit looks so good.
It looks really good, and we know it's just plastic.
Yeah.
Like this, and again, we watch another movie that has terrible practical effects. You and I are watching another movie that has terrible practical effect for another podcast right now.
Yep.
But this is like the sweet spot between that and so like I think there's RoboCop and then the TMNT movies from the 90s that like do the plastic / like rubber suits really well.
Yeah.
That still looks really good, and you can tell he's very uncomfortable. Like
you can tell he can't move in that thing. Like he's not, but like that's
shit.
Yeah, and good for Peter Weller. He looks great in that suit. He's got the lips for it.
He's still alive. I don't remember.
Yes, he is. He did the voice in the game.
That's right. He was also in he was in one of the seasons of Dexter that I really like. I forgot that he was in. I keep thinking he died, but he didn't die.
He was in Psych.
He was in Psych.
Was he? He was Yang. He was Yang.
He was Yang. He was a terrible father. He's in Psych. What else has he been in?
He was in season 5 of 24. That was the best season.
He was also in that terrible Poseidon remake.
Ooh.
That movie was bad. If that's the one I'm thinking of, it was bad.
Is that the one with Kurt Russell?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Chapter 5. That sounds like that's what that would be. Oh, he's in Moon Girl and Dragon Devil Dinosaur. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So he's still alive. My worries have been put to bed.
I don't remember where this was. It was like something they were doing on RoboCop, and somebody told a really funny story about Peter Weller, like in the RoboCop suit, like wanting Oreos. Have you ever heard this story?
No, but this RoboCop eating Oreos sounds like a fucking Family Guy premise.
I have to find this. Hang on. It's from some documentary.
Louis, you remind me of that time I had to get Oreos for RoboCop. Here you go, Mr. RoboCop. Never die, you're coming with me, and he eats the Oreo.
I don't know where this. It was like they did like a documentary on RoboCop. It wasn't like the movies that made us, because there's an episode, there's a RoboCop episode of that, and I know they talked about like the RoboCop suit and all the practical effects, but there's like some RoboCop documentary, and there's some story about how like somebody was like on set, had like a bunch of Oreos or whatever, and like Peter Weller was like in character, like in the suit, and like from somewhere he was like Robo wants an Oreo. I gotta find this story.
But no, otherwise, really, while you look that up, otherwise, really good movie. Do you want to rank it?
Okay, hang on. I found the story.
Oh, you found it?
Okay. I found the clip too. I'll send that to you after of like them telling it. But so Randy E. Moore, the weapons master of RoboCop, once explained an incident in which Weller was acting up whilst preparing for a scene to be shot, and it all came down to his demands for an Oreo cookie. Moore noted, when we were shooting the steel mill, Peter was upstairs. I went up and I was carrying about 8 Oreos in a stack. I handed him his weapon. Safety's off. He wouldn't take the pistol and said, "Robo wants an Oreo." The weapons master continued, I said, "No, Robo doesn't get an Oreo. If Peter wants an Oreo, Peter can have one." Evidently, Moore was not impressed by Weller's method of acting, but the actor decided to take things one further, going to the edge of the railing upstairs and shouting out to the crew, "Robo wants an Oreo."
So I have a follow-up question. Is he like a well-liked guy, or does he have like a thing where he's like a nightmare to work with?
I don't know, but hang on, there's more to the story. Rather than submit to Weller's demands, Moore put all 8 Oreos in his mouth and let the crumbs fall to the ground. According to him, Robo got upset. Interestingly, Weller insisted that he doesn't have a damn clue about Moore's Oreo anecdote. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, the actor said. That's
He's making it up.
That's fantastic.
Before he dies, he needs to come clean about the Oreo.
Oh, I'll send you the clip when we're done here. But yeah, I give this a 4.
I give it a 4.5. I really liked it. 80s satire is just hitting really hard for me right now. Is this one of those movies, real quick before we do our dad ratings, is this one of those movies that's like misunderstood, kind of like Starship Troopers, where everyone's like, hell yeah, hoorah, like go cops?
I don't know. I feel like this one's a little more pretty crystal clear about itself than Starship Troopers. Not that Starship Troopers is vague about its intentions, but there's an argument to be made that Starship Troopers, you can kind of understand how someone would not get what it's doing, but RoboCop is pretty clear.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't around back then, so I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to check with you, the younger host of the show. And then on the this is 100% dad movie, right?
Yeah, there's
no
question.
way. There's no conversation to be had. It's 100% a dad movie.
Yeah.
100%. Let's move into I've just got the YouTube video. I'm gonna watch that here in a minute. Let's move into our we're not mad, we're just disappointed. These are our IMDb goofballs that go into after watching a movie, go onto IMDb and complain about something they found wrong with the movie. This could be continuity, anything stupid. There's some goofball complaining about it. I've got mine right here. Well, it should be unthinkable to any real estate agent to leave behind Murphy's old house in the condition it was, unkempt and with garbage strewn about. If any attempt at all was being made to resell it, the house was clearly set up by people who left automated monitors for the tour and didn't care what happened afterward. Yeah, dude, it's the fucking future. Like, real estate is just fucking... You think families are coming through and buying that real estate? No, it's people like fucking Bob and Dick that are just like, they're buying it sight unseen and fucking demolishing it and putting up a condo. Like, shut the fuck up. You're dumb.
You know what? That person's very dumb. But you know who's even dumber? My person. When the mayor is holding hostages in the city hall, RoboCop sees his infrared profile through the wall and grabs the mayor through the wall. Doing so, there is no sign of the usual 16-inch apart wall studs, wood or metal. Wall is just a prop.
This is like that time Dave Chappelle fell from the plane and his dummy hit the car and the person was like, that was a dummy, that wasn't Dave Chappelle.
Oh my god. This has 7 upvotes and 0 downvotes.
Downvote that shit. I really hope some of these people are just trolling. I really hope, because I don't want to live in a world where these people actually are like, this is wrong. That was a dummy that hit that car. That wasn't Dave Chappelle.
I don't know. People just if that's your prevailing thought while watching RoboCop, maybe movies aren't for you.
They're not. Get the fuck out. Try a different hobby.
Yeah,
try a different fucking hobby.
We don't want you in our hobby.
I don't have a dad joke.
Really? Okay. I have a dad joke.
No, this is...
You're gonna hate my dad joke.
What you got for me?
Okay. What happened to RoboCop when he upgraded his GPU?
What happened?
He went up to 120 framings per second.
Get the fuck out of here. That was a bad one. That wasn't even like a good... It was a bad one. Get out of here. Go on, Git.
Well, at least I came with a joke.
6,000 sucks. More like, I've got nothing. See, I kept going for the most hack jokes. I can't do it. So I'm stepping away from the dad joke this week.
Another quality dad movie. Is this the second 100% dad movie of this wheel? I think it is.
I think it is. Pretty close.
What's the other? Did we do?
I need to watch more. I need to watch more 87. Sorry, it's hitting all in the right spots.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't think we had. Did we have any 100% dad movies in season 1? I don't think we did.
No, it would have been close. I have that list laying somewhere. Again, my list where I was keeping track of all these numbers was disappeared by my children.
Yeah.
Those little terrorists.
Did we give All the President's Men 100?
We might have given it all the... Yeah, I think it was... yeah. Journalism movie.
Yeah. It had.
We should really go back and listen. We should go back and listen to our episodes.
We should. We should go, at the very least, just to make we should make a spreadsheet of all our ratings.
Yeah, we need to make a spreadsheet. We need to make a
face acting
chart. I started that, actually.
Did you really? Like a digital version of it? Because I still have the drawing that I made.
Drew a line. I can get a digital version of that going. Yeah, we need a lot of resources to keep this podcast going.
Yeah.
And that's why we're announcing our Patreon for $10. Oh, no.
For just $10, for just $10 a month, you can listen to us and watch us statically look at each other.
It's like we're in the room together.
Yeah.
Look, we just have to sell it. Like, you have to turn towards me, I turn towards you, and it's like we're at the same table. Yeah. If we do an overlay on OBS and make it look like a table underneath us, problem solved.
No. The overlay will be like where it cuts off, where our little window cuts off. The overlay will make it like little legs that makes it look like we're standing.
Yeah, I like that. And then we just have to line up with our overlay perfectly. I'm here for it.
Is it time?
I'm always down to clown.
It is time. Ooh, this is a bit of a shorter episode, but what can you say about RoboCop?
It's a good movie.
Very good movie.
You knew it was a dad movie coming into this episode. You knew what you were gonna get.
You came to hear us quickly rave about RoboCop and get the hell out of here.
You even got some Adam McKay talk up top up there, so you should be. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah,
Go listen. Go listen to like Freakonomics or something after this, or listen to one of our old episodes.
Yeah, go listen to all of our episodes. We could use the boost.
Yeah, or go listen to us on Culture Dumpster. Yeah.
That'll be out by now.
That'll be out by now. That'll be out like weeks ago. This is 5 weeks out.
Yeah.
Being 5 weeks ahead is a gift and a curse sometimes.
Yeah. By the time this is out, maybe 2 of our Culture Dumpster episodes will be out.
That's right. There's that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there's the one about the movie, and then there's the one about David Zaslav, which apparently now might be multiple episodes.
It's a lot of episodes. It's episodes.
It's fine. I told him outright, I'm gonna be his Kevin Nealon. I'm just gonna derail his show every time. I'm ready.
And
I'm
I'll
ready.
watch.
I'm already preparing bits for the Theodore Rex episode.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do the bit where I tell a joke and then explain it, or if I'm just going to be silent the whole episode. And just be, right, yeah.
I agree.
The guy who's never been on a podcast, like just chiming in real quick with a little, yeah.
It's like that. It's just be like that one episode of Everybody Loves Raymond when he goes on a sports show for the first time.
Oh, Everybody Loves Raymond. It's been a while. I need to rewatch that.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
You want to spin the wheel?
Yeah, for sure.
Spin that wheel. What I have a prediction. I know what it's going to be.
What?
It's going to be Jumper. I feel like it's going to be Jumper this time around.
Why are you so sure about this?
Because I heard the song I heard the soundtrack song, the piano it opens on, and I've just been hearing a lot of pianos lately, and I feel like it's going to be Jumper.
I thought you were about to say you just recently listened to Third Eye Blind.
That too. That song's pretty good. I was on my roof. I thought about jumping off my roof the other day. It's going to be Jumper.
All right. You son of a bitch.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Nick, you ignorant slut.
It is. I wanted Nice Guys, if it's any consolation.
We always want Nice Guys. What? We got 7 movies left on this wheel, so the odds that it's going to be Nice Guys are going up.
Either last. I'm making a prediction right now. Either Nice Guys is going to be last, which would be hilarious because Nice Guys finished last, or it's going to be the double feature.
It would be funny if Nice Guys was the last one because that's like the one we've been hoping for this whole time.
Yeah, you even tried to cheat it a few times.
And I couldn't because I already kind of cheated the Beekeeper.
You did. Oh wait, no, it was the Beekeeper. It wasn't the Nice Guys. It was the Beekeeper.
I did also after my cheating of the Beekeeper worked. I did also briefly try to cheat the Nice Guys, but that failed, and I stopped.
But you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it happen naturally. Jumper is not streaming anywhere here in the States.
It is not streaming anywhere
on Amazon.
It's not streaming anywhere here either. So,
but there's Rachel Bilson in it, who I think was also in How I Met Your Mother, if I remember correctly.
She was. She was the mother's roommate.
She was. Was her name Clara? I forget what her name was in that.
I don't remember. But Sam Jackson is in this movie.
You didn't know Sam Jackson? Have you seen this movie before?
Never.
Okay. I think if you go in with your brain turned off, I think you'll really enjoy it.
Michael Rooker.
This is pre-Walking Dead Rooker. This is good Rooker.
Kristen Stewart is in this.
Yes.
Jesus,
it's the dumbest thing ever.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a blink. She's in it, but if you blink, you miss her in it.
Jamie Bell is in this, or as I like to call him, Better Tom Holland.
I was gonna say, what else is he in? I don't know.
I don't know what else he's in, but I know his face, and I just know him as he's like mid 2000s Tom Holland. They look exactly alike. I'm not crazy, right?
No, you're not crazy. He was in Rocket Man. Yeah, he looks like Tom Holland with more lines in his face.
He looks like Tom Holland. He looks like Tom Holland played by Jesse Pinkman.
Yes. He was in that Nymphomaniac movie that came out in 2013. Ooh, poor guy. Oh, you know what? Not poor guy. He was in that 2015 Fantastic Four movie, but he was Thing, so like his face wasn't it. He was in it for a little bit, but then he was like the voice.
He was in King Kong. He was in Snowpiercer.
Oh yeah, he was Jimmy in King Kong. Holy shit, I forgot about that.
He was
and
Tintin.
He was in Snowpiercer.
He was Tintin.
And he was Tintin.
Fuck.
And he's still working, so good for him.
We gotta get Snowpiercer on one of these wheels.
Shining Girl. I do want to watch that. You know, having played a lot of Frostpunk and Frostpunk 2, I'm somewhat of a snowy apocalypse connoisseur myself.
I mean, listen, that's got to be a dad movie, right? It takes place on a train.
Well, and, you know, I don't think. Oh, he was in the music video for "Wake Me Up When September Ends."
Wow.
Wow. Every once in a while, someone pops up in a music video, and you're like, "Wow, they still make music videos." I think you'll enjoy this movie. It's not the best movie ever made. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, I've only ever heard bad things, but I know we have a guest. We have a guest for this episode, and I wonder what they will think.
It's just good, stupid fun.
Okay. Before we go, if Tom Holland is first evolution and Jamie Bell is middle evolution, who's the final evolution?
It's one of those weird ones where like the last evolution is like a sleeker thing. I'd say they. What's her name? Who used to be married to Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Maria Shriver.
Yep, that's what they evolve into. Marie Shriver.
It goes Tom Holland, Jamie Bell, Maria Shriver.
Yep. Let me get a picture of her recently. I don't want this joke to go live if like she's had like something terrible happen to her recently. No, she's just a person.
Oh my God.
I just always think back to the South Park episode where Butters is explaining the news to them, and he's like, and then he's married to Skeletor, and he's like, I think Stan's like, that's Maria Shriver. He's like, she's married to.
Because Butters is explaining it as if it's like the plot of like a Terminator movie, and like they're like, no, that's not Skeletor, that's Maria Shriver. He's like, Skeletor is a woman? No, that's his actual wife. It actually happened.
Oh, Butters. Wish Butters was in more stuff, right? I wish Butters was in more South Park. More Butters-centered South Park. It's the best.
They should have pivoted to Butters being the main character instead of Randy. Butters is just too pure. Oh, Butters is the best.
Hugs episode where he's a pimp for a bunch of girls that are hugging.
I still, till this day, I will still quote, "Do you know what I am saying?
Do you know what I am saying?
Do you know what I am?
I do not know what you are saying.
Do you know what I am saying? She's my oh, hey mom, this is she's my bottom bitch. Do you know what I am saying?
Butters, you're grounded. Oh shucks.
All right. Well, I was gonna make a jumper joke, but I couldn't think of one. So tune in next time. Oh yeah, follow us at Stand and Watch on Blue Sky. Only on Blue Sky.
Do that.
It's the only social media seemingly that isn't run by Nazis.
We're in our liberal echo chamber. Join us.
Yeah. Or just follow us if you can find us. That is, you got to work for that information.
We got a link tree. If you can find us, you've won.
If you can find us, then congratulations. But we're not going to tell you. Although, the clues are there if you follow Stand and Watch.
We're not hard to track down, guys. You just got to work for it a little bit.
Yeah.
We've seen the shit you click on. So just click on us.
Yeah, just click on us and, just step back from that ledge, my friend. And whatever you do, don't tell your mother.
Waving like they can see me.